Welcome to Lawn Chair Talk. Right here I have Mo, which is the founder of Real Company. I really like the name. It just kind of straight to the point.
Yes.
There's no fakeness going on here. So yeah, tell me more about how you actually got started with this, because I know that you have a lot of natural products here. You started off with, I believe, the coconut sugar, right?
Pink salt.
Pink salt.
was the-
Oh, okay,
was the
okay,
first
gotcha,
product.
gotcha. Yeah. So how did you actually come to this realization? What motivated you to actually start this company and start off with salt?
Cool. All right. So basically, actually, it was my co-founder. He's the main guy, Colin. But we started it together. I'll tell you kind of how the story goes, because that's where all the magic is.
Yeah.
So him and I were both volunteering in a soccer academy for underprivileged kids in
Okay.
South London. That's how I met him. We both wanted to do something where it's charity, but we're personally involved and we can see the effects of what we're doing firsthand, rather than just giving, £5 or $5, and you don't know what's happening to that money. So we mentor kids within their academy. We give them an option outside of school to them to play soccer and even have an opportunity to get scholarships or whatever it is. So that's how we met. And then sadly, in around sort of 2012, he was diagnosed with adult epilepsy.
Okay.
Yeah, which wasn't good news, and that meant he had to start taking loads of medication, and that brought his energy levels down. So he started drinking coffee to boost his energy. And in doing so, he wanted to get a better cup of coffee. He just wanted a higher grade of coffee.
Yeah, you want to get a Red Bull kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly, right?
I got you.
So he came across a coffee shop in London called Monmouth, which is a single origin coffee shop. Okay? So that's where he discovered the concept of single origin. And he loved the idea. He loved how it helps farmers and deals with farms directly and so on. And he has 3 daughters, and he wanted to feed his kids single origin food. So he went and searched and found single origin tea, coffee, vinegar, wine, stuff like that, but no actual staple food. So he was contemplating this, and whilst this was happening, literally coincidentally, a friend of the family of his is from Pakistan, and he has a family that own a basmati rice farm, right? So they wanted to export their rice and not sell to the government and sell locally. So he spoke to Colin about it, and Colin had this idea of selling single origin rice in coffee bags in farmers markets. Okay, that was the idea. So he evolved this slightly on his own, and then I got a phone call one evening, and he said, "Can you? I need some money. Can you give me some money?" I said, "How much do you need?" He said, "I don't know." Right.
We're in a high school right now, as you can see. We have this entire thing. We're heading to Valley High School down here in Santa Ana. Sorry. Yeah, that's where we're at. So that's what the bell is all about. Probably try to edit that out a little bit. Yeah.
Cool.
But please go on with the story.
So he evolved the idea, but he gave me a phone call and said, "Listen, I need some money." I said, "How much do you need?" He said, "I don't know."
Yeah.
I said, "Okay, do you have the business plan?" He said, "No." I said, What's the return on investment?
Sounds awesome. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. See, he just has an idea, and that's it. What's the return on investment? I don't even know what that means.
Yeah.
But okay, cool. Let me come over tonight, and I'll help you out. And I said to him, "Listen, I'll help you. I've got my own business, and I just want to give back. I've been fortunate enough to have been mentored by some really good people. Had a lot of formal training, so I was lucky that I had skills to build my own business. Okay, so part of giving back is, all right, let me help someone else do that and not expect any return. And that's to kind of slightly diversify. For me, a big challenge in life in general is a lot of people they will only do something to get something in return.
Yeah.
Right, and I'm not a fan of that at all. A lot of people need help, support, that little bit of give and they'll explode and do miracles, right?
Yeah.
But people are just selfish. It's always got to be, I want a commission, I want this, I want that. I'm just not.
It sounds like what you're trying to get at is like a lot more human-centered. So it's not so much about, profits. It's like people over profits. That's like the usual term that people are using.
Yeah,
this
no,
kind of new
100%, 100%, right? So, and put your faith in God. If you do good, good will come back to you. Right?
Yeah.
So
some good karma.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I help him. We spent 6 months putting a whole big business plan together, and totally by luck, we just before we launched in England, we got a phone call from a US broker who saw our LinkedIn page and saw our website that we put up, and he said, "Guys, listen, I love the concept of single origin food. Okay, but I've got some really good contacts in the US with the biggest distributors, in the US. So I can get you in, but you need more products. It can't just be rice and
salt.
Yeah. Well, we hadn't even had salt at the time.
Oh,
right?
okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So the idea was just rice, okay, single origin rice in farmers markets. But after this phone call came, this is where the idea of being the world's single origin food company came into place, right? Because you have to think big and you have to have a scalable idea. So we put together a portfolio led by pink salt, because pink salt at the time, was about 7 years ago, was a very hot product, an up and coming product, a better for you product. Okay, so that was our lead. 7 years ago, right? So anyway, basically got some funding through some friends and family, and we launched in the States in 2015. That's kind of how all of this.
I got you. Yeah. And then you expanded to do coconut sugar and obviously.
Yeah, basmati rice, raw cane sugar.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, what would you say? Because I know that your background, you said that you did this from kind of an intuitive urge to like help other people. Along your way in your business development, have you kind of acquired those other people that have the same kind of vision where they wanted to help other people? And where did those people come from? Like, where did you source those people from?
Cool. So first of all, let's just get a kind of a key principle that we have in the business. It's people that make businesses successful and not ideas. You have to have a decent idea, right? Yeah. But it's the people that execute the idea that are going to make it successful. Okay. Yeah. So everyone you work with has to share most common values, common objectives, right?
Yes.
You've got to be of the same ethic.
That's what I was trying to drive to. Yeah.
Right. You have to be of the same ethic and ethos, right?
Yeah.
Everyone's got different drivers, right? What brought you here, what's getting you excited, but the ethos and the culture's got to be the same. So I'll kind of give you quickly where a lot of my frustration came from. So I was lucky that I got into sales and I started making a lot of money when I was young. And then I came across some friends who were very educated about the food industry. So I started like drinking raw unpasteurized milk. I started being introduced to the whole raw movement, the vegan movement, the veggie movement, right? What's a biodynamic farm? Okay, I started eating organic. I got educated what non-GMO means, right? But I was in a very fortunate position that I could afford to buy most of the food. I was even visiting farms personally, buying from farm directly, right? But I could afford to do that, okay? But most of my friends and family can't.
Yeah, it's expensive to do that, yeah.
Very expensive, okay? And I've had a lot of issues, I'm from Egypt originally, my parents are born there. So many people are getting sick, right? And you can, most of the time, put it down to bad nutrition, eating badly, not understanding what you're eating, why you're eating it, where it came from.
There's a lot of documentaries about, the unhealthy diet that we have and how it's affecting us in our health, and just so many different pieces kind of fall prey to that, health industry, all that kind of stuff is just so detrimental to it, especially like greenhouse gases from farms and all those kind of things. I mean, it's just so... It's just huge.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can't understate it.
And we're actually very fortunate to have all these documentaries. Yeah. We didn't have these 20 years ago. The education, the good work that normal people are doing, like yourself, trying to promote the ideas, just giving people choices and making them aware. You don't have to buy pink salt, but at least understand why is pink salt potentially better for you than normal salt, right? And then if you're going to think it is better, we need to make it affordable for you to buy. Right?
Mhm.
So when we were putting the company ethos and values together, myself and Colin initially, and later Bilal and Nancy, we had two things that we were really clear that we wanted to have. First of all, do good at every touch point.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. And secondly, good food should be for all people, not just for rich people. Okay.
Yeah.
So these underlying values manage everything we do. Right.
Mhm.
So that's how we came about with using people with disabilities to pack the product.
Mhm.
Right. And that's how we have this, promise on the bags that for every unit that we sell, we provide a free meal for a hungry child. Okay.
Yeah.
So the umbrella, if you like, is do good at every touch point. Okay.
Yep.
And another ethos, good food should be for all people. So that drives everything. All the decision making we do comes from those two things.
Mhm.
Right. But to answer your kind of original question, it's a bit of a long-winded way. Apologies.
Yeah, you're fine, man. Yeah.
So Colin and I, obviously we got to there we did, but we knew we had to expand the business and we needed resources, we needed more people. So Bilal, you look to your own network, obviously, initially, because you know these people and you trust them.
Yep.
So Bilal is my best friend's brother, okay?
Mhm.
And his story is that his father is an organic butcher in London, actually been doing this about 30, 40 years. So they're very, very well educated about food.
Yeah.
Okay, so they've always eaten organic food, naturally grown food, bought from farmers. Okay,
Yeah.
but similarly, all his dad's clientele are celebrities and rich people, right?
Okay.
But I was always like, well, hold on a minute. It's fine if you've got, you can afford it.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's not.
Exactly.
Mhm.
And also, he's had his dad educating him, telling him what good food is,
Mm.
right? But why don't other people have that? Okay.
Mhm.
So again, he wanted to share these things and give people an option.
Yeah.
He comes from a corporate background, okay,
Mhm.
and when you're in a corporate, you're obviously working hard, but making the corporation money,
Yeah.
right? And you're not. You can sometimes influence what they do, but generally you're not the one influencing the direction they go down.
Yeah.
Okay? So
Some movement with that. I don't know if you looked at sorry to
That's all right.
interrupt. Yeah, but there was actually out in the UK there was a couple of authors. They were writing Corporate Rebels, and they were I don't know if you're familiar with that, but they
No.
were actually restructuring, or they're documenting like the restructuring the new business models that are emerging from different types of paradigms. So, but that's something that you could look into. It's I think right up your alley. Yeah.
no, absolutely, man. I mean, for sure, corporates are changing their attitudes.
Oh yeah.
Right?
100%.
But the problem I have with corporates is I question the sincerity.
Yeah. Their
Right.
greenwashing is kind of the term that they
Spot on.
use. Yeah.
Spot on,
Mhm.
right? So you got to take it with a pinch of salt. It doesn't take away from what they're actually doing.
Regular
Right.
salt, not pink salt.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So you know what I mean? Like if I'm a big corporate and I'm giving people bad food or a bad drink that's full of refined sugar and people are getting obese, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, but then I do an act of charity. Well, I'd rather you didn't sell the refined sugar en masse and really promote it to
Yeah.
people than do the charity act. So
Mhm.
it's controversial, but it doesn't take away from what
Yeah.
they do. And fine, we applaud that, and hopefully that grows and expands. But I'd rather they didn't do
Mhm.
the.
Yeah, it's kind of a conflict because it's like on one hand it's like they're spreading the message, on the other hand it's kind of a greenwashing type of thing, and it's a lot of Anand Giridharadas. I mean, he is an author that talks about the winner takes all society, where philanthropy is being used as kind of like a way to wash your credibility and kind of washing your backdrop of like the bad things that you've done.
Yeah.
And that kind of thing. So I bet that you've definitely seen that, especially in the food industry, because it's so big.
Categorically, it's almost like you're trying to cleanse your soul, or like.
Yeah.
I mean, oh yeah, we're doing this, but hey, if we just do this nice bit of good here, we can go wash our hands of all the bad.
Yeah, yeah.
we do,
It changes the image, but not the underlying.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Definitely.
So no, it's not. I mean, we actually do a lot of things, personally and on a business level, that we don't share,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because even our own egos have to be managed.
Yeah.
Whenever we do shows, people come up to us. Oh, brilliant! Yeah, you're feeding children and doing the disabled, and that can get away with you, right? You can start feeding
So
your
you're
ego.
like, oh, I'm so great.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly,
Mhm.
right? So we're actually quite shy and coy about even telling people about those things, okay? But it's important for people to understand, and we want them to buy products to support those things.
Yep.
Right? But there are many other things that we do or that are done by default because of the model, right? That are positive, and we don't tell people about them. So
Yeah. It's kind of like I think it was what was it Keanu Reeves had a lot of his stuff.
Yeah,
like you don't hear
actually.
about it,
Yes.
but then you see him and he's just like, nah, don't give me credit for that.
No, he's actually a great advocate of that point.
Yeah,
he does a lot of good because a lot of celebrities, they really advertise, you know, what they're doing.
Yeah.
So okay, hold on a minute, motives now become questioned.
Yeah.
So the more subtle you are, it keeps it classy as well, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
So
Okay. So where do you see the future of your company kind of moving towards? Like, what are the new, not just like new products, but like new kind of missions that you're trying to solve?
okay, so the main thing, the vision of the company,
Yeah.
is to become the most trusted brand in the world, right?
That's a big. Okay. All right.
You got to set your goals high, man.
Yeah.
And if we're in the conversation, then it's all good, right?
Yeah.
If, you know, it's a subjective thing, and it'll be a matter of opinion. Who trusts my brand more than someone else? But if people are having that conversation, then that's what we want. So within that, there are multiple things that we have to achieve and prove and show to people, and that will come through messaging that we're trying to do now, and we're trying to raise money right now to drive a big marketing campaign so we can get people aware of the product. What does single origin mean? Single origin is like where organic was 30 years ago. People don't know what single origin means.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah. So no transparency is trying to push that too.
Yeah. Okay. People don't know why would I use raw coconut sugar.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, so what's been happening recently is we've been traveling all over the world and getting in at grassroots level, going to farmers markets, going to remote villages in India or Indonesia, wherever it is, and just speaking to people and getting to know what's exciting, what are farmers doing, right? What's in abundance, what's rare, what's gonna be extinct after a few years if we don't preserve it.
Yeah.
Okay? And that's where we're starting to get a lot more of our ideas of what to launch next. So vegan honey, that as a category, is a big thing.
Yeah. I know a lot of farmers markets around here. They have a lot of that kind of stuff. That seems to be the good growing ground of that movement.
Because there's a lot of issues happening now with bees. Bees are just dying left, right, and centre, and it has
I don't think there's like a week that goes by that I don't hear about something about bees or some other animal that's going extinct. Yeah.
Okay. So everyone thinks that we've got some sort of like calculated formula to come up with the next product, right?
Yeah.
Maybe that's the right way. Maybe some companies have that and should have that. I don't know, right? But for us, the magic is in being flexible, speaking to people, meeting different people, seeing what's going on, acting not purely dynamically. You've got to have intellect, market research, and everything in the background.
Some structure,
yeah. But also with some dynamism, okay, and some excitement, and giving people a chance. Letting a farmer tell me, listen, my particular sugar cane and my particular rice, whatever it is, because of my environment, because of the sun, the number of hours, or whatever it is, it's really, it's high in dense in nutrition, and it tastes amazing. Take this to market. Yeah,
it's better for you, better for the environment. You actually put yourself in context with the whole system that you are within.
Yes.
Because it supports you and then you support it.
Yeah.
In that kind of feedback loop.
Absolutely. Well, as when we met yesterday, you saw in the presentation we gave, everything we have has to be good for the farmer, good for the earth, good for the consumer.
Yeah.
Right? So again, when we're trying to choose products and look at the future, it has to tick all those boxes for it to go out there. When we launch online, when we have our own e-commerce platform, will also allow us to put a lot more products on there. Some are a lot more niche than others, right?
Yeah.
So often, again, if you're trying to be a big company, you've got to look at what's got the best margin, is going to be well received by the retailers. Okay. But there's something that can be well received by the retailers, but it's not necessarily good for us or good for the farm. Right? And there's something that could be a really good product for a small amount of people, like a niche product.
Yeah.
Subsequently, the retailer doesn't want it because it's not going to, you know.
Yeah, it's not going to sell big, and yeah.
Okay, but that doesn't mean we should eliminate it. So
Mhm.
by having our own platform online, then we can put those products in and still benefit people. So that's great. Another vision we have, or another thing that we looked at, we were in India, and we came across a company that has their own, like, bulk. Everything they sell is in bins, or actually.
Oh, I think I've heard of that. Yeah, where people bring their own containers and then they.
Exactly
Yeah,
right.
okay, yeah.
So there's no plastic.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's all about recycling, reusing, whatever, and just bringing your own container, taking what you want by the kilo, right?
Yeah.
And then going away with that. So a vision 10, 15 years time maybe is probably not a short-term one until we really build our brand.
It's a cultural shift. Yeah.
Yeah, but we'd want to ideally sell all of those things in a bulk fashion, rather than using all this plastic. Right?
Yeah.
Even we use recyclable plastic, even if we move to combustible packaging, the amount of products that actually get recycled is very small. I think like 10% or something like that.
Yeah.
So even if we recycle, it's not necessarily going to get disposed of.
Yeah.
Okay? So we're trying to look at these more subtle things to try and be a better company, have a better carbon footprint, help the environment more. But we can't do everything in one go.
Yeah.
Right. A lot of the good we're doing outweighs the little bad there is. Right. But we're humble enough to take feedback on board, and we're extremely up for people coming to us with ideas of how we can be better. We're not arrogant. We're not telling you we're the blueprint. No. We're trying to do good, and if you can help me be better, I'm embracing it. Let's do it.
Yeah, awesome. Well, I guess that's a great way to kind of end there. I mean, you guys got their website. I guess it's therealco.com.
Thereal.co.
Thereal.co.
That's
okay.
it, yeah.
So if you guys want to learn more, then definitely go to that website. If you want to get some nice sugar, actually, I would like to get some, because you guys are at Albertsons and.
Yeah, we're in many places. Albertsons, Safeways. We're Whole Foods for the rice. H-E-B in Texas have most of our products.
Okay.
ShopRite in New York. Yeah, and many independent stores. They can go online and type in their zip code and find where their products are sold.
Awesome. That's cool, man. Well, thank you for joining me.
No worries. Thank you for having me.
It's been great. Thank you for Valley High School giving me this nice backdrop, this nice studio with the good lighting to do everything with. And then, so if you guys want to get involved, definitely go to the website and like, share, subscribe, do all that fun stuff with this video. And I will see you guys next time.